What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Alchemy Pay today, ACH. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. If we're looking at this here from a high right there to a low right there, we've gone all the way up to our 0.5, fell just shy of the golden ratio, and that's likely why we returned back to prices around the 236, 382 area. We're consolidating here now, and that's nice. Whenever we break out, I would expect we move up to the golden ratio, somewhere around here, between about, what is that, 4.2 cents to 4.5 cents, somewhere in that area. That's kind of what I'm expecting that we do. And then of course you probably find resistance there, pull back, find support at the 0.5 and continue working higher. When you do get above 5.3 cents, it's time to start considering prices that are at all-time highs, or not all-time highs. I suppose all-time highs. We'll get into that, but definitely higher highs, higher than anything you've seen this cycle. In fact, let's get into that right now, actually. Looking at this thing here on a weekly time frame. Don't you dare tell me that this is anything but bullish, you guys. Higher lows with a flat base. Don't you dare tell me this is anything but a long phase of accumulation. How long is it? Well, we started back in January 2023 with this move up. We've actually been here since February 2023. Here we are in March. I guess still like the end of February, beginning of March now of 2025. Don't tell me that this is not a phenomenal phase of accumulation, multi-year accumulation here. Don't tell me that when you break out, you're going to see anything less than something phenomenal. Whenever we move up from a high to a low on this overall retracement range, I would expect that the minimum target we go to is about 12 cents. It's about 12 cents right there. And I do believe that we go beyond that. I personally do believe that we go beyond that. If we look at this relative high to the low of the overall range, that's the 1618, and we could stop there. That's completely fair. It's a valid thing. We could stop right there, but likely we continue past that. I think 17 to 20 cents is the more likely outcome. And then if not, we could stop at 30 cents, or even then we could be making a way all the way up to 42 cents. And I know what it might seem like right now. It might seem like we could go here, we could go here. What about this line all the way up here? And you just keep working it all the way up. But that's not what I'm doing. It's all relative to this move here. It's all relative to this move here. And I'm thinking when you break out, you're likely going to see something that at least interacts with your all-time highs. If you get above your all-time highs, which I anticipate you could, the minimum target based off of your all-time high to bear cycle low fib, the minimum target's at 42.7 cents, okay? But from this fib, from the range, the minimum expected target is about 12 cents. So if you stop at 12 cents, that's fine. You're going to outperform the average altcoin still. It's not going to be the craziest move ever, but it's like a 300% move, I believe. Let's see. What would this be? It's like a 316% move. Yeah, it's not bad. The average altcoin will probably move up like it'll do like a 3 to a 4x. You know, this is on that higher side of what average would do, and that's why I consider it as a minimum target, right? But Alchemy Pay in this phenomenal phase of accumulation, I would think to see something a little bit more above average. Maybe you do find resistance at your all-time high at about 18 cents to 20 cents. Maybe you only see a 5.8x to a 6.8x. Maybe that's it. But if you go any higher, I have a strong suspicion, you guys, Alchemy Pay might see prices above 40 cents when it's all said and done by the end of March, by the end of April here, if not even beyond that, right? But that's the expectations for that. I want to look at the shorter term stuff and see if we can determine what's going on here. Looking at this on a 4-hour basis, we do have resistance at the 60 on the RSI. We do have support on the 40. So this is rather a neutral read on the RSI. Anytime you're bouncing, you're ping-ponging between the 60 and the 40, that promotes neutrality. Whenever you're ping-ponging between the oversold zone and the overbought zone, that promotes volatility and neutrality. You know, if we look at this here, pretty neutral, pretty volatile too. But let's see if we have any moments where you're ping-ponging between oversold and overbought. Not really. Not really. I was just looking for an example, but that's okay. We don't need the example. If anything, I would say that the ball's in the Bulls' courts right now as long as they can keep us above the 40. If you slip below the 40, it's fine. If you slip above the 60, it's not completely vindicating that you are going higher. What we're looking for are sustained reads above the 60 if you want to go higher, or sustained reads below the 40 if you want to go lower, right? Not just this bouncing around between the areas. I would say that on this, being that you found support here twice and found resistance here twice, this would be the third attempt to the resistance part, so it's likely that you would break through it on this attempt. But of course, you know, you could just maintain this what's it called, this range for a little while. I got distracted because apparently my phone disconnected there from or my camera disconnected. My phone, my camera, whatever. It can be several things. Isn't it funny, guys? I thought about this the other day, right? We call them phones, but we probably use them like 5% of the time as phones. They're not phones. They're computers. They're something else. They're not phones anymore. A phone, it's like I don't call my car a home, even though I could live in it. It's because most of the time I drive my car, I'm using it as a mode of transportation. But we call it a phone, even though we don't actually use it most of the time as a phone. Maybe some of you do, but I use my phone for a lot of non-phone things as a camera. It probably is used as a camera. It definitely is used as a camera more than it is as a phone. Anyways, low to high here. Went down to the 786, closed above the golden ratio immediately, and that's why you went all the way up to the 382. Now I will say that's a little bit on the shallow side. Normally you would at least see something that goes to the 236, but whatever. That's a nice bounce. It's a good bounce. I mean, you bounce from a low to a high over 26% or about 26%, so that's fine. Finding resistance at prior areas of resistance and support, consolidating now, finding support above the golden ratio. I like it. I like this in combination with the fib bouncing off the 40 here, or the RSI bouncing off the 40. The fib on the 618, the RSI at the 40, that's a good combination. Sets you up to definitely move up, I would think, to this 236 area rather immediately. I would think that over the coming days, over the next like day or two, maybe three, we will likely see prices above 3.5 cents, likely. Now, if you get above 3.5 cents, that's when it's time to start considering targets that are above this, okay? Oops, that's not what I meant to do. 3.5 cents means that we can start thinking about high to low. We can start thinking about targets that are at 4 cents, 4.5 cents, 5 cents. Beyond that, right? You get above 5 cents. It's probably time to start thinking about that 12-cent target minimum. And I really mean that as a minimum. I don't even know if it should be on there, but I really think that you're going to go somewhere between about 18 to 20 cents, if not as high as 40 cents. I feel like I'm talking about XCN, except this thing has, I think, more potential to the upside. It's also at 3 cents now. XCN's at like half the price. So, anyways, getting on with our bad selves. Let's see, what else can we talk about here? Maybe we can go over some ribbons just to end this video up, and then we'll move on high. Let's see. I think you guys can. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, from a low. Weekly RSI, or the weekly ribbon, is holding out rather well. Yes, looking very good, looking very positive. You're just condensed as hell, man. Very disrespected throughout this whole range, but you're looking like you're finding respect on it to the upside. That's encouraging. Monthly time frame. Monthly time frame got the bullish cross. You wicked back into the cross, very normal, and then you had a phenomenal bounce. You start moving up. You get this month to close green. We get this ribbon to expand. You guys, ACH is going to have a phenomenal year if this ribbon expands. Everybody's like, the ribbon's a lagging indicator. Yeah, it is a lagging indicator. Of course it is. Yes, that's how EMAs work. But this cross, this is something that's happening right now. We're in the middle of it right now. It's happening right now. And the higher up we go, the more green we get, the further out this thing spreads, right? Like whenever it was spread out to the downside and we saw immaculate moves to the downside, our immaculate moves to the upside would indicate that we are going to spread this thing out. It's coming. It's coming. We're literally in this multi-year range. It's about to be phenomenal. I want to look at the daily time frame too. We are wrestling with this thing. So what we want to do, we probably don't even need to do it in that long of amount or short of amount of time, but over the next couple days, it would be nice, I think, to get above 3.1 cents. So we've already established you're probably going to get above 3.5 cents over the coming days. So that's good. Yeah, everything checks out. I'm liking that. I like how it all looks. It really does look like you're just wound up and ready for some kind of move to the upside. I would expect that you're going to see anything from a 4x to potentially a 15x or maybe more by the end of maybe by the end of March, if not by the end of April. Timing's not the easiest thing to get, right? Maybe I should just stay away from timing because price predictions I can do. Timing is just like it's a little finesse, and sometimes I miss finesse. I miss the timing, right? Timing is literally the hardest part to guess. On a macro perspective, I think timing's easier to guess, but for individual moves, it's actually kind of complicated. But anyways, I'm going to stop saying but, and I'm going to stop mumbling and talking. I'm going to end the video there. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.